Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be looking at the race meeting today from Greyville on the Poly track. Today is the 5th of May. For those people who are signing on and listening to this video for the first time, what Outside of Genie do is, what we do is we do a form analysis and we then give you outsider selections that you can add into your own play. We don't do, we are not tipsters in the sense of we give you 1, 2, 3. We give you horses that we think can either win or place, and you then add them into your play. What we normally do is we give you an outright selection. That is the horse that we think can win the race, that can be at any price. And then we give you two outsider selections. Now, yesterday at Turfontein, we give you outsider selections. Sing for Nico was one of our outsider selections with number 9, Estelle, was also outsider selections. And they ran first and third. Sing for Nico paying 53 Rand on the tote for a win. And then also we give you, our best bets. And yesterday our best bet, Oyster King, he was the betting on Oyster King in the morning was 9-2 for the best bet, and you then could get 72 at race time, and he duly won. He duly hold on to win that race. If you want to receive this video every day, just subscribe and click on subscribe and ring the bell, and you will then get our video every day. You can also get our video on Twitter every day. We post it on Twitter. Currently, our Instagram is not active, and you can contact us 0835 Now, what we offer now, we offer a few special offers for those people who want more than just a video, who want specific selections like our best bets, outsiders, best bets, best each way value. Sometimes our value bets is paid like 10, 12 Rand a place if they don't win. So what we have, my first package is one for 14 days. A few guys have asked me if I can give shorter packages than a month. So a normal 14-day package would be 250 Rand, which is 50% off our normal price. So, but now we can give you a package for 14 days for 175 Rand. And then we got our normal package. If you sign up now, you can get a selections from now till the end of May for 350. And then our base value is you can get the package from now till the end of July, which include all our selections, and that normal value is 1.5, and you pay only 500 Rand. And if you purchase this package, you will also get a free consultation if you want that with Dr. Genie. Plus, you can pay 500 Rand now and 400 Rand at the end of May. So what do you get when you subscribe? You get a future box exactas, which we brought in recently, and they're faring quite well. People are catching them. We give you 2 daily all-to-comes, sometimes wins at very good prices. And we give you race by race selection, outright winner, and 2 possible outsider selections. We give you value bets, as I said before. We try and give you nice values. And sometimes if they don't win at very good prices, they run places like we've had horses paying 9, 10, 12, 11 Rand for a place. And then we give you the best bet of the day, and we try to give, we never give you odds on. In other words, I won't tip you 8 to 10. You can find that yourself. But we try and give you value bets. Like yesterday, our best bet was Oyster King. And that horse jumped at 72, but it was available 9-2 in the morning. Then we give you trifectas and quartet selections. Last week, we gave you a 24 Rand quartet, which paid 11,000 Rand. And we give you affordable PAs, and I see our PAs do come in regularly now, and then also we give you pick sixes. Like yesterday, we called a pick six, but you got just about your money back. But that is fine. At least you got your money back. Because the whole idea is I give you a 1% pick six, and you're not going to spend a lot of it. But it has happened that they sometimes pay well, and you collect a nice amount for a small layout. Now, if you do subscribe, you will receive the selections from our paid group on a sheet like this, a PDF, which you can print or work from as is. Here's our all-to-come selections, our win and outright selections and outsizing in the first column. then our exactas, our trifectas and quartets, and then we also give you the race time to make sure you get your bets on in time. Then there's our two value bets, our best bet, pick six, and PA selections. Now let's have a look at the the racing today. We're gonna kick off here with two maiden juvenile races. The one is a maiden plate, and the other one is a juvenile plate. And as you know by now, I don't do selections for those races because there's no form to work on, but I'll give you the betting. The betting is as follows: race number 1, number 4, Double Secret 11 to 10, Bay Breeze 17 to 10, New Orleans 15 to 1, Official Secret 7 to 1, 25 to 1 Just for Laughs, 25 Lady Tip 2, 40 to 1 Quattro, and 9 to 1, 40 to 1 number 9, and 66 number 8. Then race 2 number 7, Lanes 15 to 10, Sea Eagle 22 to 10, Miss Putin 7 to 2, Hard Scene 7 to 1, 12 to 1, Bella Zicone, Giggle and Talk 16 to 1, and Bella Beauty 25 to 1. Then our third race is number 1, 22 to 10, Lisa Star, Serena Slam 22 to 10, 5 to 1, Shower of Silver, Miziona 6 to 1, Red Rising 8 to 1, 10 to 1 in Tombi, 16 to 1, Soweto Hall, and Kalihoki 20 to 1. So just have a look here quickly. I just want to quickly go back to race number 2, where, this horse, Miss Putin, now the sire is a half brother to Korari. Now, that day, this horse won at 53 to 1. I was just sitting looking at the waiting, and then for some other reason, I just noticed that this horse ran well on his debut. And I thought, I'll take an exacta box with the stablemate, which was Silver Rights. So I took an exacta box 5 times for 10 Rand. And holy, this horse came up on the line to beat Silver Rights, the stable companion. And that exacta paid over 200 Rand. Yeah, I couldn't believe my luck, but I was just messing around, and just I thought I'll put 10 Rand on the race just to have an interest, And but that was this sire's first winner, and I'm thinking if you want to play in this race, definitely look at number 1. I do think that this horse might even run on because it's the damage by giving a green light. So I think this horse is like 7 to 1 in the betting. If I'm not mistaken, Miss Putin. Yeah, 7 to 2, sorry. But yeah, maybe don't overlook this horse. I think it can be a nice horse in the making. But anyway, this is just my take. I don't want to do a form analysis on this race. Let's move on to the next race. Race 3, race 1, race 3. Here, my first selection is the number 1 horse, which is Lasha Star. Certainly well drawn, and did run on the 2nd of May. It was Sunday. It ran second, and I'm sure this horse is due to win today from draw 1. And it's not a very strong field, with biggest respect to the trainers and owners of this race, of some of this horses' race. I don't think they will ever win a race. But that is just my assessment. And for outsiders, I'm going to go for number 2, Shower of Silver. Lyle Hewitson, there's 2 horses in this race from this stable. Lyle Hewitson, I'm sure, had a pick of the bunch, and the other stable companion looked like it had more scope, but he chose this one, so maybe he knows something we don't know. But this horse ran some decent races, 5 lengths behind, 6 lengths behind. Last time out was away out of his ground, but ran on a little bit, slow into stride, slow, no freed. But with Lyle Hewitson on board today, maybe he can get this horse going. Then we have a look at number 5, Ntombi. Ntombi has run a 2nd and a 3rd, and that 3rd was in the Barrow trial, but has run a 2nd 2 runs ago on the poly. Now back on the poly, and I think maybe it's a horse that you do want to include in your quartet and trifecta selections. And also have a look at number 7. Number 7 is the other Hewitson. This horse ran 5th last time out, and has got Luke Ferraris on board, and I'm sure Lyle Hewitson must have had a choice, and he went for number 7, Serena Slam. So, but I think it does have a chance. Definitely, you know, not a horse without a chance. And then number 8, just pop into the back end of your quartets and trifectas. Number 8, Mezzodana, that ran a reasonable second race, but then last time out over a longer distance, now back over a shorter distance, and it might be worth your while to include in your bets. Then we move to race number 4, which is Apprentice Handicap over 1,000 meters, Class C, average went at 75. And here the betting is as follows. Number 2, the Amazo 72, voice notes 4-1, 4-1 Ashford Castle, 9-2 Majorca Palace, 7-1 Winter Waves, C My Vision 10-1, Mindset 12-1, Bedazzled Joker 18-1, 53-1, number 8 and number 9, 40-1. Scratch number 11. So here in race 4, my first selection is number 5, which is voice note. Guys, it's just that, you know, for me, it seems that these Cape Town horses, they just have the edge over the Durban horses. And this horse, last time out, ran in an 86. Today running in a 75. Before that, an 83, where he ran third behind Green Light Gal. And I'm just thinking voice notes might be a bit too quick and too fast for these guys in this race. And definitely, I think inclusion into your race, into your bets, the 1,000 meters will definitely suit voice notes. So not a horse to be left out of anything. And for outsider selections, I'm going for number 7 and 8. 7 is Mindset. I think this horse, Carl Stradom, -1.5. You know, can also that run a nice win over 2.8 on the poly, and now back on the poly again, getting 1.5. I think Mindset definitely a conclusion in all of your bets. As is now, number 8, Danya, is carrying only 52.5. This horse has shown some speed, but the last 2 races he came from behind. But I think if this horse can jump and go, it's going to definitely have a chance. So include in the back end of your quartets. And then also we want to look at number 2, which is the Amazo. The Amazo has got a very good record on this poly, and surely not without a chance, carrying the 62, but getting -4 from Peterson. And certainly, based on his last run, he's run against a much stronger opposition than he was beating here today. And so definitely the Amazo, one horse that you cannot leave out of anything. And then I just want to mention this other horse, Ashford Castle, Grant Cotson. Do include, you know, this horse ran, I think, over distances too far for him behind Malmoos in the second wave. Now coming back to 1,000 meters, which I think will suit this horse, and it's getting a -1.5. So certainly 6 Ashford Castle do include in all of your play. Then we move to race number 5, which is a meter-rated 99 handicap over 1,400 meters, Class B, average meter-rated 96. So let's have a look here at the betting. The betting here, number 1, Captain of Stealth, 12-10, More Magic, 11-2, Hurricane Harry, 11-2, Carbo de Cruz, 8-1, Maiden Magic, 10-1. Dog the Orange, 12-1, Quick Star, 14-1, Good Rhythm, 14-1, 16-1, Astonic, and 20-1, Cat Daddy. Now here, my first selection is the number 1 horse, Captain of Stealth. He won nicely, beating Russian Rock, going starter finish. I don't think he'll have a problem with the poly, and certainly he's been running in the AU division 101s and bigger, and I'm sure one of the better bets on the card today. For outsider section, I'm going to number 2, More Magic. This horse has not won over this distance, has won 1 run over the distance, but surely sometimes look like he needs more distance, but has been running against some stiffer opposition than he's also meeting here, and can most probably will probably be in the mix. But if you have a look here, they both ran behind Pinkerton last time out, and there was a 5.5 kilogram difference in um, in weights, and you finished 3.85 behind Pinkerton and two length. Now they are since the win of number one. There's no that they are below, on the same weight. So therefore, it means that More Magic has got a 5 kilogram turnaround um, on number one, and that certainly can bring him into play. So if you can, in my pick six, unfortunately I had to bank it, but because of the cost factor. But if you can play a bigger big six to include number two as well as number three, Hurricane Harry, because this is a nice front runner, and I'm sure that if this horse gets to the front, also ran in the same race, also got the weight turnaround, and definitely I think can be a factor in this race. Numbers 1, 2, and 3, all Cape horses. And then for the outsider selection, I'm going for number 10, In Good Rhythm. This horse always tries her heart out, getting the -1.5, has also run against some decent opposition, but I'm not sure about the 1400 meters, but has been, oh yeah, it says here distance, 2 runs. So it has been won in place, and even course and distance. So also number 10, Good Rhythm, 14 to 1, do include in all your play. We then move on to race number 6, which is a fillies and mares 78 Apprentice Handicap, Class C, average merit rate at 76. Let's have a look at the betting here. The betting is as follows. Number 2, Purple Nyankasi, 14 to 10. Perfect Princess, 4 to 1. Alfonso Baby, 4 to 1. Simple Russian, 7 to 1. Academic Cult, 14 to 1. Red L, 14 to 1. Saf Star, 14 to 1. Adriana Spinner, 20 to 1. Captain Adriana, 25 to 1. 25 to 1. 8-fold last scratch, number 11. Now here in race 6, my first selection is the favorite, number 2, Purple Nyankasi. With Stratham on board, getting the -1.5. It's hard to look past this horse. He's won well in his last 2 runs and certainly comes in with a huge chance in this race. For outsider selections, I'm going for the number 3 and for the number 4 and number 3 horse. Number 3 is Simply Russian. Also there and thereabouts, have been running against some decent opposition, and with the -1.5, can easily run a place in this race, if not can win. And here we have number 4, Captain Ariano, getting the -4 is 25 to 1. Do include in the back end of your quartets, because here you can find a horse like She's a Keeper. I think She's a Keeper has now won twice. Also, this horse went to Cape Town and running against Seeking the Stars. So, and then behind Hawks accepted, pass more. I'm sure this horse put in the back end of your quartets, only carrying 54, definitely a conclusion. And then number 8 is my other selection, and that is Perfect Princess, also a Cape Town horse. And I think they had a nice run on the poly, now going a little bit shorter, which I would think would suit him better. Also getting the -1.5, definitely into a shout. Number 9, Alfonso Baby, also ran second last time out. And it's always there and thereabouts, 3 lengths behind, 1 length behind, getting -1.5, also include in all of your play. So let's move on to the next race, which is race number 7, which is a merit at 86 handicap over 1600 meters Class C, average merit at 80. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is as follows. Race 7, number 3, Karulak, 3 to 1, Pink Floyd, 4 to 1, Mach 4, 4 to 1, Gentleman's Way, 9 to 2, Victorious Man, 8 to 1, Spring High, 14 to 1, and better the rest. Scratch number 8, Juan Carlos. Now here in race 7, my selection is the number 5 horse, also a Cape Town entrant, Pink Floyd. This horse is now running here in a C80, but has been running against some decent opposition here, B90, B85. There's one Durbanville, and I think Pink Floyd today going to be a huge factor in this race. Definitely not to left out. One of my outsider selections is number 6, Victorious Man, Gavin Arena on board. That run a nice race behind Spring Fling, and then ran behind Karua Log, and he was a bit of a problem there, so you can ignore that run. Has also run against some stiffer opposition than it's meeting here, and I think Victoria's Man can be a factor in this race, as with number 1, which is Spring High. Dennis Dryer stable. There's always there about 3 lengths behind, 3 lengths behind. So Muzieni on board from draw 1 can be a factor. Do include in all your play back into your quartets and trifectas. And then my other selection is number 3, Teruelard, the favorite. Did win nicely last time out and can follow up. But I think this is a bit of an open race. Anything can happen here. So let's move on to race number 8, which is the Fillies and Mares Handicap over 1800 meters, Class D, average merit at 66. And here the betting is as follows. Number 3, Abbeywood 3-1, Isla Mordida 9-2, Batsanana 9-2, Rise 11-1, 6-1, number 11 Rise, twice a special 9-1, 10-1, Dark Moon Down, 10-1, Sacred Ibis, Integrity 14-1, 16-1, and Better the Rest. So here my first selection is number 11 Rise. Yeah, but for a draw would have been a really good bet for me today. It has run unwell last time out. Hasn't run a lot on the poly, but out of this breeding, I don't think it will be a problem. As a matter, I think it might even suit him better. And I've been following this horse for a long time now, since it won on the 16th of August, which I always gave it as a winner, and it came up at 14-1, 11 Rise. And I've been following that, and I do think today, although from draw 11, can be a huge contender in this race. Then number 7 is Sacred Ibis. Also was Jason Gates on board, always there and thereabouts. And then, 4 lengths behind, 2 lengths behind, running on from behind. So include in all your play. And number 9 is my other selection, outsider selection, and that is Integrity. This horse is down in the betting, but we're running here in a D Division 66. Now you'll see this horse Integrity was running against a horse like the She's a Keeper, Ideal Angel, in higher divisions after winning his maiden, and I'm thinking Integrity can definitely do better than than the betting suggests, because the betting says number 9 Integrity 14-1, and I'm thinking Integrity can be a huge runner in this field today. And then my other selection for the quartet purposes, number 5 Isla Morida, already 654 days of a last win, but this horse is always there and thereabouts, running against a little bit higher class. And last time out ran well on Scottsville, but now back on the poly. So I had 6 runs on the poly for 2 wins, a third and 2 fourths. So that gives a 5 out of 6 in the money. So certainly the poly is not a stranger to Isla Morida. Has got the services of Richard Fourie, which really gives it a good chance. Put in all of your play. Then we move down to the last race, the 9th race, which is a Brighter Future merit at 66 handicap, Class D, average merit at 62. And here my first selection is the number 5 horse. The betting is Fever 3-1, Cool Apache 5-1, 6-1, Stark Rotate, Wintertime 7-1, Legend has it 7-1, Brigade 8-1, Lightning Spirit 14-1, 16-1, Magari, Twice the Flight 18-1, Rock With Me 18-1, Smart Socks 18-1, 20-1, Chatty Cafe. So here in this race, my first selection is the number 5 horse, which is Spirit of Lightning Spirit. Now you can see here this horse has run his maiden 2 runs back, and then after that didn't run too bad on the poly and one on gravel. And I like the breeding of this horse, and today this horse, and the reason why I got this horse is that this horse is for the first time going over the 1800 meters, and I know the mare Blythe Spirit has thrown quite a few offspring, and if I'm not mistaken, and I'm relatively sure because she's by routine, the horses, she's thrown quite a few good horses. But my reason for this is this horse is only going over the 1800 meters today for the first time. And it says here, okay, here last race I had a wide draw, but it just the way that he gets outrun every time, it shows me that number 5 might need this 1800 meters. And from the draw 5, I'm thinking Lyle Hewitson will give it all a chance. And I'm thinking you might find this horse running on the best over this 1800 meters. So that is my reason for selecting number 5, is that the horse has never run over the distance. And I do feel that the distance will actually suit him. So at 14 to 1, definitely a good price and a nice value bet. Then my outsider selection is number 6, Twice the Flight. Last time out, even over the 2,000 meters, was only 4 lengths behind Greater Fear. Greater Fear, I think, has run second again. And I'm also feeling that the 1,800 meters is not a problem. Sean Wheel from draw 6, definitely in with a chance. Number 6, Twice the Flight. And then my outsider selection, another outsider selection is number 11, which is Magari. Magari won his maiden a few rounds ago, and then I ran 3 times, of which 2 of them was relatively good. And the last time I ran on strongly on the poly over the 1600 meters, and I'm also of the opinion that the 1800 meters will suit him better. So follow number 11, Magari, in your play. And then outside the selection, another horse I want to mention is number 2, Cool Apache. Got beaten by that day I gave you, Short Skirt Flirt, as an outright winner, was just behind it, and I think can over this distance also be a factor, Warren Kennedy. So that brings me to the end of my preview. I hope I could point you in the right direction for a few wins, and as I always say, break a leg.